Online education has been a holy grail for college students for a plethora of reasons, be it that they can do their classes at work, on vacation, or at a faster pace. Synchronous and asynchronous lectures have positively benefited thousands of students. My classmates and I work busy schedules, from back-to-back clients in the studio to 12-hour shifts at the hospital. Adding an in-person lecture to schedules like that is nearly impossible, and the last thing we want to do is sacrifice education for work and vice versa. If given the opportunity to complete classes at your own time or being pulled between campus and work, which would you choose? We only have 24 hours in a day and 168 hours in a week. When you have lecture on top of the hours helpfully required to study for traditional college education, plus a job, you begin to suffer the consequences of such an intense schedule. Online classes enable mothers, entrepreneurs, and students working two jobs, and many others to pursue the degree with less stress and anxiety.
Now that we've gotten the introduction out of the way, let's talk about the differences between online classes, traditional classes, and hybrid classes. Online classes are internet-based, and your classwork is turned in via the internet, and all contact with your peers and your professor is done via email. Traditional classes are in person, and you go into your class, they're scheduled, and you sit amongst your peers and do lecture with a professor in the classroom. Hybrid classes are a mixture between the two. You go in, sit with your peers in a classroom setting, and turn in all your work via online. A survey showed a survey in a university via edscoop.com showed that 31% of the class body preferred traditional schooling, and 69% of the class body preferred online schooling. I believe that it's because of the hustle and bustle of regular day life that we look for convenience where we can. And 69% of students or 69% of the class body felt that it was more convenient for them, and made it a possibility for them to continue their education or start an education because of the online opportunities. In my personal experience, between all the hats that I wear, being a mother, raising children, full-time nurse, and trying to continue my education, it is extremely difficult to find a balance between the three things, or the many hats that I wear. And online classes have been a saving grace for me, and given me the opportunity to advance my career, as well as succeeding in the other important roles which I play. I've also talked to a few of my coworkers and about online classes and traditional classes, and they've all, on their own educational journey, they have expressed to me that it is because of the online classes that they were able to go back to school and continue their education, whether it be going for your BSN, your MSN, or just starting off as a brand new nurse. It gave them the time, and it gave them the time, accessibility, the flexibility that they needed to pursue their careers. We can move on, right?
So now that we discussed how much more accessible online education is, we can move on to the performance statistics. And here's a little spoiler: online education is doing so much better. Lucky for us working students. And if you don't believe me, you can ask the University of Essex in the UK, where their online graduates programs is ranked in the top 18% nationally, or you can ask the Western Governors University based in Utah, where their online graduates have higher rates of employment than their in-person graduates. Now, I'm not saying this is because they are acquiring real-life experience while also getting their certifications, but if I were an HR hiring rep, I might pick the kid with more experience. Now, what does this tell us? Well, students don't just love the flexibility to squeeze every last drop of work that they have or having broad access to online courses. They also love that their accomplishments that are earned through hard work and dedication are giving them their rewards. And this applies to the hard majors too. Students taking the online MCAT Kaplan test prep course online averaged at a score of 6 to 8 point higher versus the in-person course. And students taking online courses in the state of California that also took the first year law student entrance exam had an average of passing rate of almost double of students taking regular courses. In other words, online students are hardworking and smart too. Online student success is major for the future of education, and it is a testament to the resourcefulness and dedication of students seeking to improve their lives and enrich their minds in the middle of what seems to be some pretty hard times historically. Those who are making decisions on what courses can be offered online need to be aware of these statistics and make policies surrounding online education that matches the needs of students. Because in this economy, who can afford to go to school and not have a job? From my own personal experience, I know that I can't, but I will tutor, serve tables, and even answer phones before succumbing to capitalism. And it honestly has made me a much better student, capable of handling a wide workload and maybe a little too obsessive with planning a schedule. But these are real life skills that I can apply anywhere I go. For example, working on my biology degree, I've been able to explore multiple areas of the healthcare field while I was scribing at an ER, or I was also able to explore the veterinary field working in a farm, and I was also able to explore even the dental field while I was answering their phone calls. That experience helped me build the confidence that I need in the career that I want for myself, and it is something that everyone should have access to.
Sorry, I gotta move this a little bit. Now that we've discussed how online school is outperforming traditional schools, why is there not a four-year degree plan? 39.8% of post-bachelor students are enrolled in online courses. 34.5% of undergrads are also enrolled in online courses. Roughly 7 million total students are either online only or taking online courses, according to Online EU. COVID-19 created an infrastructure for all schools for online only schools, going through, everything from English, history, all the way to special speech classes, as we're doing right now. So why not create a four-year degree plan that integrates everything together? There's already an infrastructure for it. From personal experience, I'm currently looking into online only grad programs, and I haven't been successful in finding one that is accredited. Or I should necessarily say something where if I show an employer, they're going to say, oh, that's a good school, such as traditional schools as Texas Tech, Texas State, UNT, all those schools ring a bell with employers. However, saying something like Purdue Online doesn't quite have the same connotation with it. And so that's kind of what I've been running into, is trying to find real accredited schools that will get me somewhere other than just experience. A testimony from a student at Global Online Learning, YOLA, said, classes have provided me with convenient, relaxing, and enjoyable learning platform. I was able to study a subject that I was interested in and complete assignments at my own pace, of course, by the due date. It was also easy to communicate with the professor and other students by email. This way of learning has also made me more interested in the subject. This testimonial helps show how positive online-only classes can be for students, not just for traditional in-class courses. Creating online-only degree plans can be very beneficial for students who can't do normal traditional school, whether it's for personal reasons, family reasons, they have to work full-time to support themselves, family factors, or any sort of other alternate routes. Anything that requires a student where they can't go into a course, whether that's they're working 40 hours, they're a mother, working 12-hour shifts every single, 4 days a week, 3 days a week. And that's why we need to make a four-year degree plan for online only courses as well.
We aren't pushing the agenda of putting an end to traditional schooling in any way, shape, or form. We're simply advocating for the online education has become. With more access and accreditation, the brilliant minds that walk through life not being able to open certain doors are able to with online education. The numbers don't lie. and how accommodating and rewarding online education is in comparison to traditional education. Mothers, one step closer to being the nurses we so desperately need. 19 to 23-year-olds being able to become well managed and finding what to prioritize, and 7 million students comfortably getting one step closer to that degree.
All right, what do we think about that?